The FIFA Club World Cup final between Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain isn't just a battle for silverware. It's a clash of contrasting journeys. On one side, PSG's grueling trial-by-fire path. On the other, Chelsea's smooth and relatively untroubled ride to the final. For PSG, the road has been punishing. After easing past Inter Miami in the round of 16, they were immediately thrown into the Lions' den. First came Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals, a brutal contest where they somehow triumphed despite finishing with just 9 men. Then came a fiery semi-final against Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid. These were heavyweight bouts that tested every ounce of PSG's quality, depth, and mental strength, and they delivered. Chelsea's route, by contrast, felt far less dramatic. When the draw came out, the presence of Manchester City and Inter Milan hinted at a rough ride. But both clubs were shockingly knocked out in the round of 16 by Al Hilal and Fluminense, respectively. Suddenly, the door swung wide open for Chelsea. They strolled past Benfica, dispatched Palmeiras in the quarters, and comfortably beat Fluminense in the semis without ever seeming to hit top gear. In fact, it felt like they were holding something back, which leaves a burning question. Have we even seen Chelsea at their strongest yet? These polar opposite paths have set the stage for a final full of unpredictability. One team has been tested and proven under fire. The other remains a dangerous enigma, their full potential still hidden. Both Chelsea and PSG boast the best defensive setups in the tournament, systems that have been key to their runs. PSG's backline has been nothing short of elite. They've conceded just 1 goal in 6 games and kept 5 clean sheets against minnows and giants alike. Bayern Munich, shut out. Real Madrid, blank. It speaks volumes about their tactical discipline and mental steel. The numbers back it up. PSG lead the tournament in forced turnovers, 272. Average ball recovery time, 72.53 seconds. And direct successful presses, 258. They don't just defend, they hunt. Chelsea's defense has also held firm. Aside from a 1-3 group stage defeat to Flamengo, they've conceded only 2 more goals in 5 other games, with 2 clean sheets to their name. Their stats are close to PSG's: 264 forced turnovers, 257 successful presses, and an average recovery time of 89.3 seconds. Chelsea may not have faced the same caliber of opponents, but their defensive structure has been just as well drilled and suffocating. Yet the flavors are different. PSG's defense is battle-tested, resilient, and thrives under pressure. Chelsea's is methodical, spatially aware, and excellent at disrupting attacking rhythms. With match winners on both sides, the backline that holds stronger might well decide who lifts the trophy. And this isn't just a final, it's the final, the one that could decide who wins the Ballon d'Or. With no World Cup or Euro this year, the Club World Cup has taken center stage as the arena where legends are crowned. This is a battle of moments where one spectacular performance could tip the scales, and PSG's stars are peaking at the perfect time. Ousmane Dembélé has become the face of that perfect timing. With 35 goals and 16 assists in 51 appearances across all competitions, he's not just putting up numbers, he's become the heart and soul of PSG's attacking rhythm. His explosiveness, combined with a newfound maturity in controlling the tempo, makes him priceless. After the semi-final, his Ballon d'Or odds soared from 61% to 71%. One more big game and it's his. As Dembélé put it, "I don't need to say much. One more cup and everything will speak for itself." Then there's Vitinha, a quieter candidate but no less deserving. He doesn't light up the stat sheet like Dembélé, but his influence is immense. With 7 goals, 3 assists, and a critical role orchestrating PSG's build-up play, Vitinha has been everywhere. He was also a central figure in Portugal's Nations League triumph. His Ballon d'Or chances have skyrocketed from under 2% at the start of the season to 13% now, leapfrogging even names like Yamal and Rafinha. Meanwhile, the likes of Salah, Mbappe, and Yamal have already exited the stage. This final is now Dembélé's to own, A PSG victory would not only seal his place as the world's best, but also elevate Vitinha to a level few imagined a year ago. But if Chelsea pull off the upset, everything shifts. The Ballon d'Or race flips on its head. Right now, the award is calling Dembélé's name. And if someone is going to be standing next to him in that iconic photograph, it might just be Vitinha. The Club World Cup final is more than just a match. It's a collision of ideologies, a meeting of two footballing empires flying different flags. America, through Chelsea, and Qatar, through Paris Saint-Germain. At the heart of this tangled web is a name that links both clubs, Luis Campos. Now the sporting director at PSG, Campos was once inches away from leading Chelsea's football department back in 2019. He was approached again by Todd Boehly in 2022, but turned it down. Still, Chelsea's interest in him never really faded. Then there's Luis Enrique. The PSG manager was once a top candidate to take charge at Stamford Bridge, following Graham Potter's sacking in May 2023. Enrique even flew to London to present his footballing philosophy. He made quite the impression, but Chelsea chose Mauricio Pochettino instead. Now, fate has a wicked sense of humor. Enrique is the man who could crush the very club that once courted him. And the ties run even deeper. In May 2023, Todd Boehly and PSG president Nasser Al-Khelaifi sat down in Paris to discuss a potential Neymar transfer. The deal fell through, but the meeting reflected just how complex the US-Qatar dynamic has become in the modern football landscape. Chelsea and PSG have never been historic rivals, but every time they meet, it feels like two worlds colliding. And this final might just be where all those tangled threads come to a dramatic conclusion. On paper, PSG are the clear favorites. They're the newly crowned Champions League winners. They just dismantled Real Madrid 4-0. They have Ballon d'Or contenders like Ousmane Dembélé and Vitinha. But if history tells us anything, it's this. Never underestimate Chelsea in a final. Chelsea are the first club in European football history to win the Champions League, Europa League, Cup Winners' Cup, and Conference League. In 2012, they conquered Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. In 2021, they toppled Pep Guardiola's Man City. This is who Chelsea are. The more you doubt them, the more dangerous they become. Even the Club World Cup. They've been here before, and they won it in 2022. PSG, in contrast, are walking into uncharted territory. This is their first ever appearance in a global final. Sure, they destroyed Real Madrid, but when it comes to experience in the biggest cup finals, Chelsea remain a unique beast. They're not intimidated by anyone. In fact, they thrive in situations where no one expects them to win. And that's where this final might be decided. The psychology. Paris Saint-Germain have everything to prove. That their treble wasn't a one-off. That they can keep winning, even after finally getting past Real Madrid, the team that's dominated Europe for over a decade. Chelsea, on the other hand, have already overachieved on financial goals, brand value, and now sporting results. They've reached the final and earned close to 80 million euros in prize money. For them, a win would be a miracle. A loss? Just a valuable lesson against a PSG side in peak form. But there's one wild card in Chelsea's deck. João Pedro. Signed for £55 million, the Brazilian striker arrived just a week ago. He had one training session, then stepped into a high-stakes semi-final and scored a stunning brace against his former club Fluminense like it was nothing. What João Pedro showed is that you don't need time to prove you belong. He might be the unexpected spark PSG didn't plan for, the player who could unlock the final for Chelsea. In the end, when you've grown used to being the underdog, you stop fearing the label. Chelsea have been doubted countless times before and still found a way to win. For PSG, this final is about cementing their legacy. For Chelsea, it's about playing with nothing to lose. And that, more than tactics, stats, or star power, is the most dangerous mindset of all.